Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about the 1953 $2 red seal with Jefferson on it. Now, we get a fair amount of these in a coin shop situation or in collections, and they're relatively common. All of them have a little bit of extra value, but some of them really have a ton more, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today, going through everything from errors to fancy serial numbers to star notes, better condition, everything you want to be thinking through when it comes to these notes. So let's head over to the video and presentation and get started. So here we've got the 1953 Jefferson $2 legal tender, and we'll be getting into everything from conditional rarity, general value, star notes, different series numbers, consecutive notes, low and fancy serial numbers, errors, and a specimen note that is super special. But we'll start out here. The average 1953, it could be a 53, no number, 53A, 53B, whatever it is, it's not going to be any different really. In circulated condition, it's worth about $3.50. Uncirculated ones might be ranging from $10 to $25 in most condition, and then in the upper conditions, about $150. So not a super rare note, but there's many things that will make them worth thousands of dollars, as we'll get into. One way to increase the value is going to be to have this star before the serial number. A star note is like a replacement issue of a note for something that otherwise would have had a different serial number with a letter in the star's place. Those have a floor of about $15, so that's much more worth it. Normally you have to trade the other ones in volume to even make it worth like putting it in postage and shipping it to somebody. Uncirculated star notes, that's more where it's very clearly worth it. $50 to $600 is a general estimate. Those $600 though are going to be for super crisp ones, but there's also here is an example, some that trade for a little less than $600. This one was $485 for a gorgeous PCGS 68, which is just like a extremely nice condition 53 $2 legal tender. But again, $485, that's not nothing. That's pretty significant. Here we've got a consecutive run of 20 star notes. That's going to be also a little bit more rare, and in this case, going back to 2007, sold for $1,840. So about $100 a note, very in line with that uncirculated valuation. This one was not in particularly good shape, but it's a super radar number, 3888883. So it's like a mirror, and it has the A, same letter on each side. Sold for $260 just to somebody who collects fancy serial numbers. Those are kind of common. This one is just a crisp sub 1000 serial number, sold for $240. So again, not insignificant pricing on these. And right here is a very worn 25 serial number that sold for $120. I feel like that's a pretty good trade, actually. I would very much be interested in picking something up like that in that price range. Here is a extremely rare note. It was a low serial number. It's the serial number 2, but it's also the star note version. And this one sold for $9,000 in 2021. So like I said, most of these were $3-4. Maybe a star note is 10. But even if it's pretty circulated, a low serial number star note, $9,000. And then something like this, we even had an inverted third printing, kicks up into the 5-figure range, $10,280. We see where you have the first and second printing on the front and back, then they're putting on the seal, but instead of having it misaligned, which would add a few $100, it's totally inverted. The note was put in upside down or somehow rotated, and that's what the result is, but a $10,000 auction result. Here we see an obstruction and fold over error, which is kind of exciting because, so what that means is we have this fold over in between the first and second printing, or in between, the first and second and the third printing. So you've got again, front, back are good, but then somehow this note folds over and then receives the treasury seal and this serial number on the reverse side because the note's been folded. But in addition to that, there is also something else obstructing, possibly another note, would be maybe a guess, but the signature and the part of this serial number, so that since has fallen away, we don't have it. It's not like a retained obstruction. Those are always much more valuable, but again, sold for $4,560. Here we've got an ink smear, and then this is the rejection sticker, somehow made it out of the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, sold for $565. A more simple gutter fold error, still at $210. Just a minute fold. leads to this occurring, solid sale result, and then a misalignment error where there's just, the tiniest bit of another note onto this one, and this one's circulated. Again, this one sold for $430. This is the type of thing that you could look for. Just make sure if it's a little misaligned and you can see any other part of a different note on there, it's going to have value even if it's circulated. Our last note here is a specimen note. These are like a test piece trial. Maybe it's sent to somebody else. And it has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 serial number, and then this clear specimen printing on either side. Well, this one is in the public market somehow and was sold for $6,300 to presumably a higher end rare currency collector back in 2007. So that pretty much covers the gamut of everything that I was excited to discuss, but keep an eye out on your notes. Always fun to think through what the possibilities are, and hope that this was helpful on your 1953 $2 bills. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.